Hello, Ruach. Today is day 5 of our prayer and fasting. I'm praying for each and every one of you that you are experiencing a deeper sense of His presence in your time of prayer. The Word says, as we draw near to Him, He responds in drawing near to us. And that's what this word today is really about. I'm going to read from Matthew chapter 6, which is Jesus' Sermon on the Mount. Matthew chapter 6, verse 5 to 7 says this, "And when you pray, you shall not be like the hypocrites, for they love to pray standing in the synagogues and on the corners of the streets, that they may be seen by men. Assuredly, I say to you that they have their reward. But you, when you go pray, go into your room, and when you have shut the door, pray to your Father who is in the secret place, and your Father who sees in secret will reward you openly. And when you pray, do not use vain repetitions as the heathen do, for they think that they will be heard for their many words." I'm going to skip down a few verses to Matthew chapter 6 to verse 16 and 18. "Moreover, when you fast, do not be like the hypocrites with a sad countenance, for they disfigure their faces, that they may appear to men to be fasting. Assuredly, I say to you, they have their reward. But you, when you fast, anoint your head and wash your face, so that you do not appear to men to be fasting, but to your Father who is in the secret place. And your Father who sees in secret will reward you openly." It's interesting, we don't have this same religious experience now that Jesus is describing with the hypocrites, as he calls them. But historically, we know that the Pharisees and the scribes, they were very pious, they were very religious, and they would do what we could call performative religion. So one example of this is they would tie little boxes around their right hand and also around their head, and the box would sit on their head and it would contain scriptures. And this comes from the verse in Deuteronomy 11:18, which talks about keeping the law on your right hand and on your forehead, between your eyes. That's one example. Other examples are praying out loud and using lots of repetition. But they were doing this to show their piousness. They were doing this to show their level of religiousness. The problem that Jesus is addressing here is the state of the heart. These were coming and doing this performative religion not to draw near unto God, but to show the people around them in their pride what level of religion they had. Because at this point in time, the religious scholars, the scribes, the Pharisees, they had a greater level of respect and even authority in society. And so Jesus is saying those who are true followers, those that are true followers of God, and those for us now who are true Christians that follow after Him, this is not about performative religion, but it's about the state of your heart. So when we come before God and when we're fasting, it's not to make a big deal out of it, but it's to come to God and say, "God, I want to pour out my heart to you." It's coming to Him in that secret place. And that's what I wanted to highlight today, is the secret place. It's not about going and having particular wording in your prayer. It's not about being repetitious. And you might see people around that are overly repetitious, but for us, it's about coming before Him and displaying our heart, pouring out our heart to Him in that secret place. You see, we don't want to get into a state where we're using the wording of our prayers to try and twist God's arm or manipulate Him by saying, "Well, didn't I say the same things and I spent all of this time in prayer?" No, it's about the position of your heart. And in that secret place, there is a reward. Jesus says twice across these two passages that our rewards, that our prayers in secret will be rewarded openly. He hears you in that secret place. And the honor that is associated with drawing near to God, and it is an honorable thing, He will be the one that honors you. Whereas this public display, Jesus is saying those that have a public display of drawing near to God, they will receive their honor. And that honor will be from those that they see around them that think, oh, wow, this person is great. But if you do this in the secret place, God himself will be the one that bestows that honor upon you. So as we fast, I encourage you, get into that secret place with him. Carve out time this week to spend with him. The fasting is valuable, but it only holds that value when we actually have that heart towards him and we're pouring out our hearts in prayer and we're seeking him for what he is wanting to say and what he is wanting to do. So don't worry about pious words or repetitive prayers, but just come before him in earnesty with where your heart is truly at and pour out your heart to him. That is what the secret place is about. It's about that intimacy with him. That's about that closeness with him. That's about being real with him. Quick reminder, this Friday night is our prayer and ministry night at 7 p.m. at Kingsland Community Hall. Details on our website at www.ruachcalgary.com. Be blessed today. Go find that secret place in him. We'll talk to you tomorrow.